Welcome to Six Sigma Black Belt, Course 3, Module 4, Analytical Tools. This lesson will begin our coverage into the 7 basic common analytical tools of quality. These tools are related to many of the traditional tools we have seen in statistics, such as scatter diagram, flowcharts, and histograms. But they facilitate more identification, planning, and coordination in finding a problem solution. Affinity diagrams are used for problem solving. In situations where the problem is not well defined, this technique can be beneficial. Affinity diagrams look much like mind maps. Ideas are generated and linked to other ideas. The steps for an affinity diagram begin with defining the problem under consideration. Next, list ideas, data, facts, opinions, and place them on cards. Place the cards or notes on a table or wall. Arrange into groups. Create an affinity label for each group. Draw boundaries around each group. Here is an example of an affinity diagram for buying an investment property. There are many considerations in terms of expenses, condition, demand, and growth. We list specifics in each of these areas and organize. Recognize that the specific areas are noted first, grouped, and then an affinity label is added that best encapsulates the meaning of what is in the group. A tree diagram is a hierarchical method to organize the tasks needed for completing an objective. The organization is by levels of importance. A tree diagram is used for the development of new products, finding relationships in a problem, creating new ideas, and mapping out the steps to complete a project. Affinity diagrams and tree diagrams use the same information. After ideas have been organized, the cards can be aligned according to their appropriate levels on the tree diagram. Here is an example of a tree diagram for good customer service. The higher level attributes immediately follow by secondary attributes and so forth. A project decision program chart is an extension of a tree diagram where risks and abatement measures are also incorporated. PDPC is somewhat like an FMEA, since risks, consequences, and remedy measures are included. FMEA does go somewhat further by determining an RPM, risk priority number, to quantify and focus resources on the most urgent issues. An activity network diagram describes a methodology that includes other techniques we have or will discuss, including PERT, CPM, and AON. Of course, there are other applications as well. Activities, milestones, and critical times are incorporated into the diagram. The tool is well suited for monitoring, scheduling, changing, and reviewing the project. A method for activity network diagrams should include identification of activities, arranging activities in sequence, uncovering links to other activities, determining the time for each activity, finding the critical path, calculating the earliest start and finish times for each activity, calculating the latest start and finish times for each activity, and then finally calculating the slack times. Check to confirm your model is grounded in the true state of activity. Now, search for ways to reduce the time required.